But I'm not going to talk to you about the bad habits, which is not my own. I'm going to talk to you about how to reconstruct good habits and how long it takes for a habit to be formed. The truth is, it's not quite different from what you've heard over the years at the level of parents with. But there's something about repetition and redesigning and representing and repetition. Eventually, it hardwires into your DNA. I'm going to read this to you. There's a book called Atomic Habits. If you pick up that book, read it, it will do you a lot of good. And it says, all big things come from small beginnings. And if you're a Christian, you know that part where it says, do not despise the days of humble beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single tiny decision. But as that decision is repeated, repetition, a habit sprouts and grows stronger. Roots entrench themselves and branches grow from one leaf to seed. In my world, we call it a whisper. In other words, they call it thoughts. Right? The task of breaking a bad habit is like uprooting a very powerful oak tree, Iroko tree, very big, almost impossible, within us. And the task of building a good habit is like cultivating a very delicate flower like a rose, right? One day at a time. So in reconstruction of your habits, Femites, please be patient with yourself. Like I said to you, my journey is 17 plus years. Some of you are just starting yours. Bon voyage. My table of content, famous proper philosophy, what are habits, how are habits formed? Because familiarity, they say breed content. A lot of you do not even know how things are done within your own space. So we bring your consciousness into it because consciousness is awareness and awareness is consciousness. How then do you develop positive habits? Then sustainability, which is one of my strongest words. And then I'll give you some tips, we'll conclude, and then we'll give you the quote of the week. The same book, Atomic Habits, says success, like Antonia taught us this morning, is the product of daily habit, not once in a lifetime transformation. No, it's daily. So you can't say you want to be successful, you try it on Mondays, and then you go to bed till Sunday. You're joking, or you're clowning. You have to do it, what? Every day, continuously, deliberately, and consciously. That's the job. Our corporate philosophy, our vision, to be the preferred partner in retail financial services that delivers quick solutions to the underserved customers in Nigeria. Our mission, to provide a platform for quick, efficient, and effective services that ensures our customer needs are met real time. Our core values, integrity, excellence, speed, teamwork, trust, and of course, passion for our customers. And our brand driver, experience excellence. So what are habits? All big things come from small things like we just read. And the seed of every habit is single tiny decision, like I told you earlier, a whisper. Here, humans, you and I hope so, we are all creatures of habit. And like Aristotle would say, you are what you repeatedly do. So if, for example, you like to talk about other people, in 10 years' time, you'll be a gossip. If you're the kind of person that when you pick a book, you read, in another 5 years' time, you'll become a very knowledgeable person. There's no hard rock to life. You become what you do. All right? But in the definition of habits, they are the small decisions that we take on a day-to-day basis. As simple as that. They are also the little actions, those little actions that we perform from time to time. Our lives, Your life, my life, is the sum total of all my habits. That's who I am. Are you happy now? Check yourself. If you're a happy person, good for you. If you're a successful person, good for you. But one thing I'll say to you is that everything is determined by your habits. If you're a happy person, you have good habits. If you're a sadist, you have bad habits. So how are habits formed? There are 4 ways, and I need you to lend me your ears this morning, because it's very critical you will learn these things. Because once you bring your awareness into it, anytime it creeps in, you are aware. We call them the habit loops. And the first one is the cue. So you notice something, and I call it noticing. Once you notice something, your brain is triggered to initiate or copy that behavior. So if you see a child growing up with an adult that is always shouting, the child is taking the cue, learning the behavior, and noticing it. Then it moves to the next stage of the habit, which is craving. It wants to do it because maybe if I shout on you, for example, the child sees that you respect him. So the child is saying, oh, there's a reward to this shouting, which is that people respect you. So as the child notices the cue, it's also saying that, oh, there's a reward to this thing. Are you with me? The next thing is, okay, so there's a craving, and then the response, which is the obtaining the reward. That's the action itself and the activity. And the child picks the activity, and then of course he gets the satisfaction from doing it. These 4 simple steps is how your habits are formed. Please learn it and know it. Okay. But we have the 3 R's of habit as well, which is the first one, which is reminder, which is your cue as well. We have the routine, and we have the reward. So this is one school of philosophy that says 4. Then we have another school of philosophy that says 3. Funny thing is that it doesn't matter which one. The fact remains that habits are what? Formed. So let's break it down in a little way so that you can have a perfect understanding. The cue is your phone buzzes for a new text. Or vroom vroom if it's on silent. The craving is you want to learn what is the content of that text message. Right? Am I with you? Okay. And then the response is you grab your phone and do what? You read the text immediately. And the reward is that you satisfied your craving of reading the text message, because when you don't read that text message, your mind will be there. It will there that I don't even know what the content is. Maybe someone just sent me $1 million. Maybe someone just did something to me. Maybe someone is insulting me. Maybe it's the gossip I'm waiting for. Maybe it's that girl that all those kind of things. But once you take it, you're what? Satisfied. And that is what all this means. How habits are formed. Very tiny things become mighty things. Let's take the one for donut. Right? I like donuts. So you smell a donut somewhere where you're walking down the street in your office. You crave the donut. Akim, come and go to Yakuyo. I smelt one donut when the bus dropped me. But because of famous, we had to quickly rush so that they don't debit me 20K. So that 20K, let me use it to buy the donut. And then you buy the donut and you eat it. God, it feels so sweet in your mouth. And then you satisfy your craving and had some extra pounds. Good. How do we then develop this positive habits? You want to change your habits because you're now aware that this is how habits are formed. How do we then change it? Use triggers. So maybe you say to yourself, the moment I wake up in the morning, for someone like me, I must first give thanks. So once my eyes open and I see that I'm on this realm, I give thanks. Then I go running. Once I come back from running, my other activities activities are triggered to create the necessary things. So you might want to do that. Triggers are necessary. Like, oh, I eat breakfast at 3 o'clock. Or sorry, I eat lunch at 3 o'clock. And then once I submit my report to Fisayo, it is time to what? Go downstairs for lunch. That's how to use a trigger. Okay? The next one is to start with small habits. You want to start gymming. Don't be like Mabel that went to the gym and spent 45 minutes. Then the second day, oh, I'm not going there. And then she stopped. All the amount money that she spent on the gear that she went to get, she has dashed the gears out. Eh? For years, it's okay. What you need to do if you're Mabel is wake up in the morning and do 20 jumping jacks. Once you're done, the next tomorrow, go to take a walk. Next tomorrow, go to the gym. So by the time you get to the gym, what will happen? Your body is used to it. You've already formed a habit. You start small. Always start small. And then keep the larger goal in mind, which is what you want to do. Maybe yours is to build your muscles, or yours is to lose weight. Whatever the reason is, keep the larger picture at the back of your mind. Then reward yourself from time to time. So if, for example, I'm able to do my running for consecutive 6 months, like I've done now, without breaking it, I buy myself something. I buy maybe myself a wristwatch or a new perfume, or luckily, I just get myself a nice Bobo perfume, right? Reward yourself, okay? And then get back on track immediately, because sometimes you deviate. So I wake up on a Wednesday and I'm like, gosh, then I don't go. So that means that on Saturday, what do I have to do? I have to run to cover up for Wednesday. But I don't blame myself. If I'm tired, I will sleep well and enjoy it and not go for the run. But on Saturday, I get back what? On track. A new habit, guys, from research of all philosophers, says that it takes about 30 days to develop a new habit. So don't be discouraged if you struggle at first. We all struggle, and we are all still struggling. We're all work in progress. Stay positive, focus on the goal, and your new habits gets easier. And that's just basically 5 simple steps. You can share the slides with you. How do you then sustain this habit? Because once you start it, we need you to sustain it accordingly. And it says that it might take 30 days to create a habit, but the habit could change your life for the next 30 years. So if they say to you, start exercising and exercising the fluids in your body, and then you start moving your parts, and then you start it in 30 days, for the next 30 years, you don't suffer arthritis because your joints are fluid, okay? The air in your lungs keep pumping. What you do today can change your life tomorrow. Make sure that the habits that you develop, you're looking at the long run eventually. And these are the things that you need to do. Think positive, very simple. Take action always. Once you want to do it, just get up and do it. It's no longer on your mat, get set, analysis, paralysis, analysis. 2 years has gone. No. On your mat, go. You'll be setting it along the way. And my favorite example is your phone and the stupid Microsoft people. Every time they are updating, it tells you that one thing is, you know what? Nothing is perfect. You have to keep fixing things. So, always look good. Looking good is what? Feeling good. Make sure you always look good. Don't look tattered. I don't like it. It's not poverty that makes people look tattered. It's not poverty. It's not. Always look good and always feel good with yourself, please. And then wake up early. Wake up early. Network. Talk to new people. Look for new friends. In the direction that you want. Develop yourself on a day-to-day basis. And always finish what you start. You see, when you finish what you start, there's a message sent from your body into your subconscious mind, and it boosts your self-confidence. The same way when you commit to someone or promise someone something, always do it. The moment you do it, your subconscious mind grants you some stars and your confidence grows. When you break promises and break commitments, what happens to you is that you're doing an injustice to who? Yourself. Okay? So please always finish what you start. So what are the tips of keeping good habits? Just like I said to you, if you look at that thing, watch TV less, stay focused, get up early, avoid time wasters, take calculated risk, yeah? And live on less than you make. Some of you spend everything. You eat with your 10 fingers. There's a strategy in the Bible that I adopted over 20 years ago. It's 30, 30, 10. 30 investment, 30 strategic savings, 30 spend on yourself. All right? Don't spend everything. And also, learn from people you admire. Do not pick bad role models. Don't be watching people that are stupid online because they are funny. Okay? It's good to have comic relief sometimes, but those things are wired into your DNA. Okay? And of course, have self-compassion and not self-judgment. Never judge yourself. Like yourself. You're a miracle already. Do you know how many spams you survived those spams? I don't know, maybe some of you should go and watch this baby movie to tell you how many spam cells you competed against, and then you won and you came out to who you are. So from childbirth already, you're already a miracle. So don't let anybody make you feel less of yourself at any point in time. And if you are the one doing that to yourself, what? Stop it. In conclusion, friends, habits are safer than rules. Of course, without rules, we're nothing but animals. But trust me, habits are safer than rules. You don't have to watch them. You don't have to keep them. They actually keep you. The moment you form a habit, it's auto-run all the way. And John Maxwell, great author, there's a Bible he has that I read about 15 years ago, the explanation of the Bible. I read it 3 times. And it says, if your habits do not line up with your dreams, then you need to either change your habits or change your dream. You see, a lot of you, I watch you from time to time, in that my little office as you move and people in life generally. And what they want is not in tandem with the way they are behaving. How can you say you want to be successful and you don't read? How can you say you want to be successful and you are not improving on yourself? Something is definitely wrong with you. You're joking. All right? Your actions and your dream must be in tandem with one another. Right? And lastly, the quote of the week by Brian Tracy. I read to you. Good habits are hard to develop, but easy to live with. Bad habits are easy to develop, but hard to live with. The habits you have and the habits that have you will determine almost everything that you achieve. You will either be successful or you'll be a failure. At the end of the day, it is up to you. Thank you very much.